Hi guys, so in this video I want to show you something that will absolutely change your beliefs about scaling business online and scaling your Facebook advertising. And I want to show you the proof of like one of the businesses that does not rely on their Facebook advertising as heavily because they have a strong backend. I'll explain all of these concepts now in a second. So as you can see here, this is a business, and this is e-commerce business. It's business using Klaviyo as email marketing platform, and you can see here the last 30 days business generated $226,000, and 125,000 of those, like 56%, came from the email marketing. So it's basically users that already exist in the business, and as you can see here, majority of the revenue came from campaigns. So campaigns is basically broadcast. So if you have an email list, then you just send broadcast to your list, and then you generate revenue from that. And so just sending like regular emails. So let's say I don't know, maybe like 20 emails maybe have been sent. So each email, like on average, like $5,000 in revenue. So you can see it's like massive amount of revenue. And so it's totally different from everyone else. Everyone else telling you, oh, like Facebook, like magic bullet, silver bullet, whatever the hell it is. Like you can scale your business, but you can scale your business with Facebook, but you can see the power of the strong backend. If you have that strong backend on in your business, then pretty much like you can overspend everyone on Facebook, still be profitable. And if you care about profit in your business, not only about revenue and sales, then that's pretty much the way to achieve that. Because like we've spent on advertising I don't know, maybe like $70,000 here, right? And so email generate 125. So just from the email marketing that we've had, like, and if we would cut like all of the advertising, like that would be the revenue, right? So that's how powerful that is, because these have been like broadcasts. These have not been like automated sequences. It's just broadcast to the whole list. So you see the power of building your email list on the back end of your business. Like, let me show you something even more powerful here. So you can see here, so total revenue is not that high, like 2.5 mil, but again, 1.23 million was generated, without advertising. Like, we've used advertising to acquire new customers, but you can see how much of the revenue, like 47% of the revenue is generated from email. And again, majority of that was generated from broadcast. So if you have a list, let's say 5, 10, 20,000 or 100,000 people just sending broadcasts on a regular basis, that's what the type of revenue that is possible to generate. Now, it will not be applicable, like not every business will generate that amount of revenue. Like some businesses customers are more loyal than in others, but like 20-30% is fully realistically to achieve in almost any business that I've seen and I've been involved in, and in our own projects. Like 20-30% is absolutely like realistic to achieve. So that's a power of strong backend. Now, how do you build that backend? Like, I'm talking about like this backend, this like email marketing. How do you do that in your business? So I'll give you two different approaches. So in case you're running your own brand, obviously that will be different. If you're running dropshipping business, that will be different. So I'll show you like two ways you can approach this to get that 20, 30, 50% of your sales come from email. So then your profit margins are huge, and at the same time, like, you can overspend every one of your competitors on Facebook, because most people don't even like collect emails on their website. Like, most people don't even like ask you for email. Most people never like give you discounts. Like, most people are so lousy, it's so easy to beat them. And they might not be lousy because they they might be lazy, which is normal. Like, most of us are lazy, but also they might not just know about this concept. And this concept truly transformed how I approach my own projects and my clients' projects. So this can be truly transformational if you approach this in the right way. So here is something that I want to show you. So let me just show you like two different ways. So I'll show you two different ways, and you can choose whichever way you want to use. It's just up to you. So let's just make it very simple, right? So brand, let's say this is brand, and let's say this is dropship, right? So whatever you do here. So brand and dropship, right? So two different ways. So with brand, obviously, you don't want to like be sending emails every single day, or you don't want to be like overly like pushy with your products. But what you can do with the brand is like, let's say 3-4 weekly emails, right? And what most people do is like they just send like random emails. But what I've found is one of the most important things that you can do like with your email marketing is basically acquiring customers. It's a lot of people talking about like brand loyalty, brand like brand satisfaction, all of those like vanity metrics. But if you don't get sales, if customer like does not get to experience your brand and your products, like what's the purpose of your business overall? Like if they have good experience, and they'll order again and again and again, they become valuable customer. And so like from my experience, people are not promoting their products enough, and people do not give their customers good offers. So if you have a brand, if you're running a brand, here's what you can do specifically. So 3-4 weekly emails, and the offer, like, so you ask like, what do I send those like weekly emails, right? So here's what you can do, offer, right? So it's all about the offers that you have in your email that will dictate the response from that email. That will dictate how much like in sales you generate from that email. So that will dictate pretty much everything what's important. So offer. So offer could be something that, let's say you have, if you have a brand, let's say you have like 20, 30, 50, 100 different products, right? And so what offer can be is, let's say you have some products in stock that are not selling well, or maybe some products that are just, maybe complementary, or, like that you want to get rid of. Like those kind of products you can run offers for, and you can give like very good discounts. So you can give like 30, 50% discounts if your margins allow for that. And throughout your website, if you structured your website correctly, so you have like upsells, cross sells, and bundles, then you can have people buy those as well. So offers, right? You have an offer, you have a good offer, so people would buy, right? And people would go through your funnel. If you have post-purchase upsells, even better. So you would maximize your revenue per transaction. The most important part is to get them in with your email marketing, so then you can upsell them different stuff. They become customers. They have good experience, and then they keep buying from you again and again. So offer here, right? Now, let's say you have 20 products, and then you try to all of those different emails, and you try to sell all of those different products. You give good offers, but still people don't buy, right? So in that case, another thing that you can offer is bundle, right? So bundle is basically taking several products together and just combining them, like combining those products, and just making some good deal on them. So let's say if you're selling like screen protector, screen case, and maybe some wallet, like you can make those like a good bundle, give it a good price, like give it like 30, 50, 70% discount, so you just get people in with that bundle and they get to experience your product. But you still most businesses would still make profit on that transaction, but they would also acquire a customer. So your goal is to acquire customers. That's basically the goal of any business. So you would get them in with those types of emails. And then like either it's like non-promotional email, which you can do, like for example non-promotional, right? So let's say testimonials from your customers, or some like customer photos, right? So customers photos, like, for example, Michael is very happy with his product. Here's his photo, like he's happy, like, join like 10,000 happy customers. Here's discount. Here it is. Like, here you go. So, you don't have to give a discount, but definitely that increases chances of people buying. And so, like, these are just some, some very simple stuff. So if you do not generate at least like 20-30% of your sales from email, then you basically like leaving thousands and thousands of dollars on the table. So like here, like as you can, so we like, if we wouldn't send emails, right? So $1.2 million, like, would you leave that on the table? Like, would you leave that on the table, or would you just put a little bit of work and just make it happen, make those, create those emails, send those products, and basically just send them to your customers, right? Send them to your email list. So these are things that you can do for your brand. So obviously that, like, every brand is different. Sometimes you don't want to damage your brand, like you don't want to be like too promotional or give too many discounts. So you would have to find a way around it. So maybe you would give a gift, like with your purchase. Maybe you would give them some like some loyalty points, right? So it would depend on your like overall brand strategy, but just like using that email, because in most of the cases you pay for it anyway, and in most of the cases, like, most people don't utilize it properly, and that's why they cannot scale on Facebook advertising. So they cannot have those great profits, and they just run their business. They have expenses. They pretty much make zero profit or make very little profit. And what's the purpose of business that makes very little profit? And so now with dropship, it's very easy with dropship. So even with brand, you can dropship some products, right? Because some products, most of the like dropship products, they send from China, the way most people approach it, and that's totally fine. But with brand, you don't want to damage your brand by sending some products from China. But what you can do with your brand is test products, and test products that, let's say, ship from United States, like print on demand, that they ship from United States. They ship very fast. They made in United States in a lot of cases. So pretty much people get good experience. And let's say you've tested some like dropship products that does well, then maybe you decide to manufacture that product. So even with like brand, there are still ways to test products, test different combinations of products, and find, okay, so this is the product. So once you found that proof of concept with email, then you just take that product to Facebook, and then you scale it, and you scale it massively, because you have a proof of concept, and if you choose your products in the right way, then they would have great profit margins. So that's the way to complement your brand and to make your brand sell more, and test products very fast, test new ideas, new offers very fast with your email list. Now with dropshipping is very easy. So the way I approach it is, it will be from 2, 3 to 7 weekly emails. So basically every single day, customers would give an offer, would get an offer, and like you can easily export products from AliExpress or whatever other site you're using, add new products, test them out, test new offers, just get people like test different products, different ideas, and different offers to find, okay, so this is a product that looks interesting. Because after you accumulate, let's say 10, after you send 10, 20, 50 different emails, and you see, okay, this one performed like much better than others, maybe I can do something about it. Maybe like I can start promoting it with Facebook. Maybe I can just like create better offer with that product. Maybe I can create a bundle with that product. So like with dropshipping, you can be more aggressive, because like it's not your brand, and maybe you're on that way to building your brand, but it's if it's not your brand yet, and if you just want to like test waters and make some profit while building your brand in the process, while learning about this process of selling, then you just can send those emails. And again, this would be like offers. And like with dropshipping, you're very flexible. What offers you can send, right? So because you can just import a product into your store, like create an offer around it, create a story around it, and sell the product. And you can make it in a launch manner when it's like the product just arrived. Here it is. Here is what's special about it. Now come and get it like with 30-50% discount. So this is very powerful with dropshipping. So it will take some time to learn it and master it, because you would send some emails, they will not work out. But if you keep doing it for like a few weeks, then you'll notice, okay, so this way of structuring the offers, this product works really well. That's when you can take the same product and leverage it and scale it, on Facebook and with your other, email marketing, with other strategies, with other offers that you can use the same product. The same here, bundle, right? Bundle. The same here, like customer testimonials, right? So as you can see, like so many ways, again, other products to dropship. Other products, I mean, like if you would just like utilize like half of what I've mentioned here, you would get good results. And as you can see here, these are like broadcasts generated $1.1 million like in sales out of 2.5. So last 90 days, let me see what were the numbers. So last 90 days, it's not bad. I mean, it's totally not bad. Like 487 in the last 90 days, because this business is structured in a way where like the profit is more expensive, important than volume. So we try to just keep that great balance of like maintaining like 30, 40, sometimes even 50% profit margins. That's like in email marketing helps a lot to get that. So if you're at that point, if your margins are low, or if you can get enough profit from your sales, like you're just making sales but not a lot of profit, that's exactly what you need to do. And this is like e-commerce, right? But you can approach it in any business. Like you can send, like if you have different offers that you can send to your customers, then obviously there's like, if you collect emails, you have the distribution platform, you can just test different offers and see how people respond to it. And then once you find some proof of concept, something works, then you can just scale it very aggressively with Facebook. So that's one of the ways, guys, to really scale your business, because like that will allow you to spend much more on acquisition on Facebook than your competitors, still be profitable. Everyone is complaining about high CPAs, high CPMs, whatever, low return on ad spend, but like you would be able to outspend everyone. So this is something that we've discovered after a lot of testing, and we just decided to stick to this strategy to maximize what we have, maximize profits, and